One final down, 4 to go. This time we turn our attention to Junior Rotax. 11 minutes set on the timer plus an additional lap. Let's have a look at your starting grid. So, with an amendment to the results post the pre-final, Aaron Krepsik declared the winner and will start on pole position ahead of Vic Stevens from Belgium. Then it's an all-British row number 2. Scott Marsh and Ethan Jeff Hall line up there, with Austin Lee and Vinnie Phillips rounding out the top 6. Enzo Bol will be joined by Poland's Colin Ważny on row number 4, with Leon Zelenko and Bo Louet rounding out the top 10. Kasper Schormans and Tom Bracken, row number 6. Maxim Sachoko and Tommy van der Stroys round out row 7, ahead of Alexander Horodinsky and Mies Huben, who initially finished 20th, now starts 16th. Oliver Sander and Thomas Ingram Hill make it an all-British row number 9, with Patrick Lipovics and Alexander Klugel completing the top 20. Rounding out the 31-strong grid, it's Gustav Zusakovs, Ismael Fuentes, Tino Sidler, Morgan Knudsen, Er Harun, Thomas Rudokas, Maximilian Schreier, Karol Stout, Timothy Vladimirov, Mikkel Pedersen and Leandro Fischer. So every result that I am calling today here on the live stream is provisional pending any sporting and technical post-session checks. So the pre-final was a dogfight. The intensity now will ramp up to volume number 11. The drivers settling themselves, primed and getting ready for what awaits them. A journey into the unknown. This is where the anticipation builds. The tension is increasing. Eyeballs are on stalks, and the heartbeats increase. Right then, out of the final corner, into the tram lines, revs rise, green light is given, we're off and away and racing. And Krepsik leads the field to the first corner. It's 2 by 2, a lot of the places in there, 3 wide at the back of the field as they try to head their way up the hill for the very first time of asking. Aaron Krepsik is leading by about 3 kart lengths as they go up the hill once again towards the crest of it, and everyone is 2 wide. Some drivers making significant positional gains, as there has been a little bit of a tangle, and I think that was the 215 of Vladimirov that was going off onto the dust. And that's really going to compromise the Mojo tyres. As the battle lines are being drawn once again between Ethan Jeff Hall and Scott Marsh. And Marsh up the inside of the 297. Ethan Jeff Hall responds up the inside through the next right-hander, and here comes Vinnie Phillips. So already within the first 60 seconds, we've got a proper dogfight on our hands, and that's currently for what is second position, because in the meantime, after 1 minute, Aaron Krepsik is cantering away into the distance, and now they're going to start chasing him down. So Vinnie Phillips is second. Scott Marsh pulls to the inside, and Ethan Jeff Hall follows as well. Here comes Vic Stevens and throws his weight around, and Vinnie Phillips, and here comes Austin Lee right up the inside of Vinnie Phillips. Brazen work by the German driver. Family originally based out of Portland, Oregon. And now Vinnie Phillips goes side by side with Austin Lee. Austin Lee keeps it pinned around the outside, looks for the switchback. Doesn't have enough room to negotiate it. Now waits for his opportunity. Now Austin Lee has got Enzo Bol just behind him in the 204 from SP Motorsport. The drivers make their way through into the hairpin for the second time of asking. With 2 minutes gone, Enzo Bol sends it up the inside of Austin Lee, forcing the 272 to avoid. And just behind is Leon Zelenko, I believe, in the 251. There he is, the Croatian. So 8 minutes and 43 seconds plus an additional lap still to go in the race. The battle is raging on. Zelenko looking up the inside of Austin Lee, looks to take the position. That is for 7th position on the road. Still 8.5 minutes to go. Anything can transpire in that duration. Also, plus the additional lap that we add onto it once the timer hits 0. Maxim Sushurko, unfortunately, looks to... well, I'm not too sure. I do see a Birilat at the back end of the circuit as the rest of the field hurtle their way into the left-hand hairpin. So 3 minutes completed, and here comes Maxim Sushurko across the line. So all 31 runners and riders still circulating. Enzo Bol now sends it up the inside. That was on Vinnie Phillips. So Enzo Bol, a spirited performance from the young Dutch driver. Von Braken up into 9th, and keeping my eyes on other drivers moving up the field. Karel Stout started 28th. Right, 2:05 has got a 5-second time penalty. That is Erhoden. I'm wondering if that might be for either pushing or possibly all 4 wheels out of the tram lines and completely braking formation. I'll find that out as soon as I get that information and relay it accordingly. So there's a 5-second time penalty coming the Spaniards' way. So Enzo Bol looks to have some pretty good pace. Ethan Jeff Hall, in the meantime, has put in the fastest lap of the race, a 1:04.114 for the Lancaster driver. Into the hairpin once again. Things are closing up. Leon Zelenko and Austin Lee running in tandem at the moment. They've got Tom Bracken closing in on them. Colin Vajny rounds out the top 10. Mikkel Pedersen and Thomas Ingram Hill now round out the top 20. With Alexander Klugel and Maximilian Schreier, both from Germany and both under the same awning, they ran out the top 26 drivers. All drivers up to P30 last time around were covered by just under 9.4 seconds. So through we go into another lap. It's lap number 5. And Leon Zelenko has quickly disposed of Vinnie Phillips. You can't count Vinnie Phillips out. No stretch of the imagination as Austin Lee looks up the inside of 287 from the United Kingdom. Up towards the crest of the hill, and now down the dipper, so to speak. Hard into the braking zone, into the left. Let the kart drift out to the right, and then push the accelerator down as hard as it will go, or as far as it will go, without snapping the throttle cable, of course. You don't want that happening. Just under 6 minutes to go, and it's still very much a case of what is going to happen. I did say it was a journey into the unknown, and it's very much proving that in spades. But some drivers are making up some significant positions, some making up more than others as we proceed through the race. So now Scott Marsh trying to get on the back foot, well, get off the back foot and try and get back past Ethan Jeff Hall, who's now got past him for 2nd position. But they have been closing in. Aaron Klepsik is losing a little bit of time, but it's through the sheer pace that is being pushed by both Ethan Jeff Hall and Scott Marsh. So we're just over the halfway point. We're just under 5 minutes to go, plus an additional lap. And Aaron Klepsik did have a significant lead. That lead has been absolutely decimated. And also keep your eyes on Vic Stevens and Enzo Bol in 4th and 5th. They're going at a high rate of knots. And we've got into the 103s, 103.941. That's from Ethan Jeff Hall in 2nd. Gap between him and Aaron Klepsik now drops down to 0.436. And the top 3 covered by just under 0.8 of a second. Drivers moving up the order. Tommy van der Stroys is in 13th and is being followed by Karel Stout. Young Swiss driver, up from 28th to 14th. And setting personal best after personal best. Is into 1:04.1, so on pace with the leader. over 3.5 minutes to go. And Bolowet in the 2:24, completing the top 10. But the skirmish for 4th position continues. Vic Stevens has just been passed by Enzo Bol and has got Leon Zelenko just behind. Stevens returns the favour. Bol has no choice but to go wide, and Zelenko is through. So up towards the crest of the hill once again. It's an impressive sight seeing it from the commentary box. Just the significant elevation changes. It is a bit like Alton Towers, a bit like a roller coaster. You go up and you go down. In this, it's up, down, and you've got the signals now being shown by Vic Stevens to Leon Zelenko, and Enzo Bol just fires it up the inside of the Croatian into the next right-hander. The 251 will have the inside line, and there goes Vinnie Phillips through, and gives the Brit the opportunity. And just behind them, Tom Bracken is there as well, and there goes Vinnie Phillips. Enzo Bol through on Leon Zelenko, and Enzo Bol just trying to keep it side by side with the 287 from the United Kingdom. And Enzo Bol has lost a handful of positions. Well, I think the thing was, that just goes to show how quick that was actually Tommy van der Stroys I just saw there. So Enzo Bol dropped to 8th place. Colin Vajny and Oliver Sander now round out the top 15. We still have 2 minutes to go. There are some drivers pushing like crazy out there. Tommy van der Stroys is to set a personal best. Aaron Krepsik is 6 1,000ths away from breaking into the high 1 minute threes. Scott Marsh has done that. Ethan Jeff Hall has done that. So has Mikkel Pedersen. And Pedersen's all the way down in 16th position. It's not been a great couple of races for the Dane, but to have that pace still showing, that's a sign of things to come this year. Oh, that's a bit precarious there. Colin Vajny has just gone off and into the ditch, and that's coming through the approach on the triple right. And Colin Vajny taken to safety. He was up quickly out of that. But we head now onto the battle for the lead, and now it's a three-way scrap with 60 seconds to go. Now, Adam Krepsik is under significant pressure. It's not just one driver, it's two. Ethan Jeff Hall looking. Krepsik goes defensive. Scott Marsh nearly has the door open. So with 30 seconds on the clock, this is where it comes down to this crunch time. This is the moment where one driver will lay the cards all on the table and take the jackpot. Onto the penultimate lap we go. Krepsik still leads. Jeff Hall and Marsh just behind. Up the hill. Through turn 1 into 2. Now into 3. Through the tight left-hand hairpin. Ethan Jeff Hall is just trying to give some pressure, and he goes for the switch back at the crest of the hill, goes through. Scott Marsh goes through. Change for first, second and third. Krepsik within a corner, drops from the lead to third at the drop of a hat. One more lap after this one will decide who is the Junior Rotax Winter Cup champion for 2022. And at the moment, Ethan Jeff Hall is trying to break the toe, not allowing Scott Marsh an opportunity. And Aaron Krepsik fires it up the inside through the second to last corner as we now head on to the last lap. Ethan Jeff Hall leads. Scott Marsh and Aaron Krepsik side by side out of the final corner. Oh, they're rubbing wheels! Not what you want to do. Not what you want to do at all. Oh my goodness me, that was heart in the mouth moment. Smoke was billowing off the sidewalls of the Mojo Racing tyres. And luckily enough, they got away with it, both of them, by the skin of their teeth. But that has given the breakaway moment that Ethan Jeff Hall needed as he heads into the left-hander and then onto the back straightaway. And it's getting a bit robust out there. Scott Marsh. Oh, he mounts the back of Aaron Krepsik. Oh my goodness, it came to dramas, it came to blows, and that has given Vic Stevens from Belgium the biggest lifeline. Stevens on course for a podium, but disaster for Scott Marsh, mounting the back bumper of Aaron Krepsik. As I think Baudouette's coming into the pits, but out of the final corner, the Junior Rotax Winter Cup winner is Ethan Jeff Hall from the United Kingdom. And the win at the end was by 2.676 seconds ahead of Aaron Krepsik. Vic Stevens rounds out the top three, given a lifeline after drama for Scott Marsh, who finishes down in sixth position behind Vinnie Phillips and Leon Zelenko. Kasper Schormans rounds out the top seven ahead of Tommy van der Stroys. And Karel Stout makes up 19 positions, starting 28th and finishing in 9th ahead of Denmark's Mikkel Pedersen. Austin Lee rounds out the top 11 ahead of Gustav Zjusakovs, with Tom Bracken, Oliver Sander and Thomas Ingram Hill rounding out the top 15. Ismael Fuentes Luque, Alexander Horodinsky, Mies Huben, Patrick Lipovics and Maximilian Schreier rounding out the top 20. Thomas Rudokas in 21st ahead of Leandro Fischer. Morgan Knudsen, Erharun, Timothy Vladimirov and Alexander Klugel with Tino Sidler rounding out the 27 that finished. And unfortunately, on lap 11, we lost both Enzo Boll and Baudouette, and Maxime Sechurko in the 2-3-5 would only complete 10 laps of racing. Colin Vashni, a precarious moment there on lap number 9.